God's energy drink is his joy, and you better stock up on it. Oh my goodness, what a week we have had here in America. Yes, the elections did not happen the way that, well, I was praying for, as many people were praying for, in this fact that it wasn't settled quickly. We now have gone into what, yes, many prophetic voices had said, and as an intercessor, I was like, okay, Lord, it would be nice if it was so decisive that we did not go into this battle. Look at voter fraud. You hear me? Yesterday morning, I got up, heard about it. Needless to say, I sat down, started doing my journaling and prayer with Father God, and I was not in a happy mood. I was very cranky. After 4 days of fasting and needless to say, all the intercession, and I was so pleased to see intercession across the nation. I joined in a lot of the national online prayer and intercession because we know God answers his saints' prayers. We know that. So I was cranky. I was certainly not giving up on the battle, but at the same point in time, I was frustrated. And God said, here we go. Watch me, daughter, do not grow impatient with the delay, for I am sorting things out to my liking. Watch me today, daughter, in praise and joy, not temper or fear. It need not reside in you, for you know my power is on display in ways you cannot fathom. All right, so I'm going to share that with you right now. I love it. God does a reset with me very quickly, and you've got to understand, joy with me is important. I can tell you story after story in my life. The minute I grabbed hold of joy, joy has always brought me through, exactly as God says it's supposed to bring us through. His joy is our strength, not just our joy, his joy. However, as sons and daughters of his, and that we are spiritual beings, when we ask for his joy, he can fill it up. When we say, I'm going to take joy, and the joy of the Lord, it fills us up. It is an energy, and it's a powerful energy. Now, when he said this to me, I've got to admit, I just move with it. I'm like, okay, got to take joy. Okay, this delay is for God's good purposes. You know the phrase, and I haven't heard it for a while, but it's enough to try the patience of a saint. It's enough to try the patience of a saint. Well, saints, our patience is going to be tried. I love to declare good stuff, but this is good stuff. Our patience is going to be tried. Why? Because God is going to win this battle. Yet he is in the details. God right now is in the details over this nation, over this election. He has his purposes, and there's things that he wants to get done, apparently, with this, I call it Plan B, with the fact we prayed against voter fraud. There is fraud. It's very clear. But the fact that the states, and this morning, just before deciding that's it, even though this is pretty much just coffee talk, I did not prepare it. I looked at my prayer wall, and all it is a board, and I write the names of the things I'm praying for, and I stick it up there. I learned it from a saint that grew up and used to be an intercessor with Dutch Sheets Church. And I looked at that wall today, and I realized all the swing states that I've been praying would go Trump are the ones that are in contention. Why do I say this? Because we don't give up on our prayers, and we don't give up on our trust in God. We take joy. We take joy in the battle itself. God is going to battle. And here's the other thing about praise and joy. Notice what he was saying to me. Take joy, not temper or fear. If we can understand that if we would just take a big, long drink of God's joy, it is a defense and a weapon against impatience. And also it is a weapon and defense against fear. If you've tried the peace of the Lord, you've tried this and that, and you can cast out fear. And you know, you can cast out fear. It's a spirit. Even though it plays on our emotions, fear is a spirit. And you say, I bind you, I cast you out. Yet I tell you what you fill that space up so that fear can't come back, or fear knows that it's got to go. The joy of the Lord is very effective. It's the best energy drink on the planet. And I'm sure in the spirit realm, guaranteed the joy of the Lord is our strength. That's why I also say, this is the day the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. We need to rejoice, and we need to be patient. We need to have our patience tried, because we need God to do exactly what God is doing. He is taking on this battle, and you know what? He's going to start exposing. We prayed for exposing, but truly I sense just as many that this will be the time. We prayed for it. Those who are wicked in high places are going to be exposed, and they actually will be sentenced, and they actually will go to jail. What we must do, though, on that one side note, is let us start praying for all the courts and the judges and the justice system in America. And I'm not talking about just the Supreme Court. We've already seen him move in that. Yet right now, if we overlook the fact that our states have power and are their own entities, we need to start looking and praying about our judges within our states, that they start standing up with justice, God's way, that they are prepared for what is coming in the days ahead, because God will no longer allow wickedness. We prayed for it. We need reformation. We need a rebuild. All of this needs to be reset, because this is the environment and the very structure we need for the greatest awakening in the nations. It will start in every nation, but for our nation, for this great awakening and what God is wanting to do, which will help other nations, promise you, they're praying for us. I love getting online to see who's praying for us. And I tell you what, when I see a non-American in another country praying for us, I pray immediately for their nation. That's known as reciprocal prayers of agreement. I pray for their nation. They're praying for my nation. I'm praying for their nation. This will be a community. But understand this. Right now, taking hold of the joy of the Lord is something we all can do. It is something God gives to us. And also, if you noticed, I didn't even get half of a plan. I didn't get the whiff of what God was planning to do until I got rid of my fear and I got rid of my frustration. Fear, because I was like, oh no, there's so much that can go wrong when you are now going into contested ballots. I tell you what though, never thought of it, because I was impatient. I was cranky. I needed my coffee. And God was saying, you don't need your coffee. Well, okay, I can have my coffee. God was saying, you need your joy. So I'm here today, after all this rambling, to say you need your joy. Grab hold of it. Use it. Make it your drink of choice. Make it your spiritual drink of choice. You will have a much better attitude about God. You will have a much better attitude of what's happening in this nation. And you will be able to get your eyes back on the fact that God is doing so very much for us. And take the joy even down to whatever's going on in your personal life. You know, God's great. He can run a nation. He can run your life. In fact, now I've got to start thinking bigger in my own life on the things I need, the things that, when I say need, the hidden desires in my heart. Because God says if you delight in him, he will give you the hidden desires of your heart. Because, you know, I'm realizing if I can trust God to run this nation, save this nation, turn this nation from the brink of utter disaster and being extinguished as the nation of one nation under God with freedom for all, if I can believe God for that, I can believe God for him to do everything that I am calling on him to do, as long as I have his joy, as long as I am patient and follow him and let him move. I can believe that. So believe that. Believe that for yourself. Believe that for everybody you've just been praying for. So joy for when it'll try a saint. Patience. Joy for when it will try a saint's patience. You are the saint of God. We are his children. We are also his mighty warriors. Take joy. Take joy as your chosen drink. Take joy even as your chosen weapon in this battle. And have a very blessed day.